What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bake, and I got my co-host with me.
You feel me? I'm Mr. Workout too many reasons. You feel me? I got the headband on. The haircut is bad, so you gotta hide that. So you feel me? A grizzly beard is okay.
Grizzly beard.
No, but a messed up hairline is all bad. Yeah, I mean, my hairline ain't messed up. It's just I'm rough.
It's
like
rough.
I said, man,
we went back to the regular reasons. We just
I'm hella regular. Yeah, I even switched the glasses. You see, switched up the glasses and everything.
He went to
I can't. Glasses. Yeah, I'm more of a. This is my nerd reasons.
Nerd reasons. Nerd reasons. Ain't nothing wrong with people who wear glasses, man. And this you got glasses on don't make you a nerd, y'all. All right, you know what I'm saying? You need glasses to see.
Yeah,
and it makes you more elegant. It makes you more elegant.
It does, man. You feel me? Like, just think about it. You go in that 3-piece suit with the tie and everything. You got them glasses on. When you walk in the building,
looking for
nothing but respect is commanded.
They think you got a doctorate degree.
Something, and you cannot have nothing. But when you walk in, you're looking like $1 million, but you probably only got 5 in your pocket. But they wouldn't know.
That is true. That is true. But we got a great show for y'all today, man. We're talking about some amazing NFL topics. We got to get into Antonio Brown. You back in the league, possibly. He's going to be back in the league. We're talking about Matt Ryan and his statement about he'd rather have a Super Bowl ring than a yellow jacket or gold jacket, I should say. And then most importantly, the biggest thing that's in the elephant and in the room is all these players opting out. Are we really going to have a season? I don't know. But before we get into all that, let's talk about my man, AB. He's back.
How do you feel about the call guy?
Call guy.
Listen, call guy. Hey, listen. AB has retired twice, unretired. Yes, though. Come on, man.
He did.
He retired twice and unretired both times. I mean, he's called out GMs. He's thrown people underneath the bus, owners. He's cussed out his baby mama with the police. The man, if 2020 was a person.
You ain't no good. You ain't no good.
But, man, all in all, the man has an opportunity to return back to the league.
Yeah, he does.
And, I'm curious to see if somebody's going to take a chance on him. He received, a 8-game suspension, correct?
Yes, 8-game suspension, so he got to sit out 8 games, and then after those 8 games, he can be able to play again. But he's eligible to get picked up, though. He's eligible to get picked up. Now, it just depends on when the teams will decide who want to take a chance on him, man. Who would take a chance on Antonio Brown? After all the things he's been doing, man, I swear he's the definition of mood swings. You don't know what mood you're going to get or whatever. I didn't thought he was going to be a rapper. He didn't came out with a solid little rap joint. I was like, all right, AD, get your money, man. You got YouTube, you got rap. You can do that. You can make bread. You don't need to play football if you don't want to. You got enough money for football. You know what I'm saying? But I know deep down in your heart, if you're a football player, you want to play football until you can't play football no more. So I think a lot of that is that he was dealing with his anger, with his emotion in so many different ways, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes he was lashing out, sometimes he was being vulnerable. But here's the thing, man. When you dealing with things, just you don't need to be on social media. Social media just amplifies everything. Deal with it with the people that you're close with. Connect with those people and let them try to help you, and then you try to help yourself. But going on YouTube, I mean, not YouTube, but going on Twitter, going on these social media platforms, doing the things you've been doing, that's probably gotten you into this point where it took so long for you to get an opportunity to get on the team. You probably would have had your suspension, or this would have probably been taken care of a while back, where you could have been on the team right now preparing and practicing. But I want to talk about who going to pick up Antonio Brown. We know he's available. We know what he can do on the football field. This man is an elite specimen as the wide receiver, arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game when he's playing, with receptions, with catches. He does it all. Route running, he's an elite player. Who's going to take a chance on Antonio Brown?
So I got two teams. Three teams.
Three teams.
And I feel like he'll work and it'll help them. First team, I got Seattle. I feel like their culture is strong. I feel like that leadership, that kind of culture is what he needs. And, they just added Jamal Adams, but you ain't got to pay AB that much. AB ain't deserve no money. So He's going to have to take the contract that he can get.
Exactly.
Beggars can't be choosers. He's the ultimate beggars can't be choosers. The next one, I'm working in order of like it could get real bad for the league if he goes to that team too.
Okay.
Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers ain't got a true number one. I mean, he got Devontae.
Disrespect Devontae. That's Fresno State alumni, man. Come on, bro.
Bad. I meant to say a true, no other help. Devontae only can do so much. And we see that they need more weapons. The whole biggest reason why they was on the Packers' head was not necessarily saying the pick of Jordan Love, but the fact that, people feel like, man, get that man some weapons and then go get Jordan Love. So if you add so think about that. AB and Devontae with A-Rod?
That'd be tough. That'd also help out Devontae Adams, too, a lot. Can't double him.
And then my last team would be Baltimore. You putting AB with his younger cousin, Hollywood Brown. You giving Lamar Jackson one of the most elite route runners ever to touch the game. So that will amplify Lamar Jackson's ability to play quarterback. You feel me? Because you can't be wild and erratic. He runs precise and concise routes. So that means that ball, you feel me, it just helps his quarterbacking. You feel me? It gets him better because you're dealing with somebody who runs routes. So you got to be tight with that route and everything. So Seattle, Green Bay, Baltimore are my three teams. And I feel like Green Bay and Baltimore, he goes to them teams. The AFC and or the NFC going to have some trouble.
I can see that. I can see it. Now, these picks I'm going to be picking is a little bit out of this world. Okay. But I think one of the teams that he can go to may select him. I know they said they wasn't going to select him, but when you got Tom Brady as your advocate and the quarterback of your team and you build a relationship with Antonio Brown and y'all have talked and you've been supportive of him and trying to reach out to him and be a friend, I think that he loves to play for Tom Brady. He would love to play with Tom Brady. I think that if he went to Tampa Bay, that would be a big problem for us. I'll tell you that straight up, because now we got to worry about three weapons over there, and I don't want to worry about three. I better never got to worry about two.
You did it before, because you got to throw Gronk in that thing.
Yeah, we do got to worry about Gronk. So now it'd be four weapons, and that'd just be unfair. That's not fair, okay? Put it that way. That's not fair, all right? I like the Green Bay idea. I do. But you know who's really don't have a number one at all? Is the Texans. They got rid of their number one. And they don't really have a number one.
Brandon Cooks? You don't like Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cook is nice, but he's not number one. He's not the number. Brandon Cook is a slot. He could play he's not the one. He could play the 2 or the 3 for sure. But he's not the one. I'll tell you that. But having Antonio Brown with Texans, I know they probably won't pick him up because they got rid of some people because of off-the-field issues. So I know they won't pick him up. But that'll be a great pick for my boy Watson. That'll be an amazing pick for him. I think the most likely pick is going to Baltimore. I think Baltimore is the most likely because they take a risk on players. They do. They take a risk on players. And so I think – and their culture. Their culture and their coaching system and the staff, they are about second chances. You know what I'm saying? With the Ray Lewis thing, you know what I'm saying? They didn't turn their back on Ray Lewis when he was in that controversial stuff off the field. And so they take a chance on their players. I think that Antonio Brown will be really, really great for Baltimore because now he's with his cousin or nephew, whatever you want to call it. I think it's his cousin, right? Cousin or whatever. And you got one of the most elite quarterbacks in the league, and he's up and coming. He still got so much work to prove it. He already said it. The NFL said he's number one. Even though Pat Mahomes then won the MVP one year and then won the Super Bowl the next, the NFL, based off the votes, got Lamar Jackson as the number one player in the world in the NFL.
That was the players' vote, not the NFL. That's players. The
players think. They don't even think Mahomes. They don't even think Mahomes is number one. They got Lamar Jackson because they know that's a different topic for another day. But I will say this: I believe that they see the potential in that young man, and I know he got a lot of potential. And the sky is the limit. You can't teach 4-3. You can't teach arm strength. Now he just got to put it all together. We get it. He didn't have a lot of weapons. He didn't have a lot of weapons. If your number one guy is your tight end, that's not good. Give Lamar Jackson all those weapons that the Kansas City Chiefs have, and they'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, but you also said you don't got the Ravens going to the playoffs this year.
That's if they don't get Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying?
So they get AB.
They're going to be a problem.
Okay. You have the right to change positions.
I believe. It's not that they won't get to the playoff because Lamar Jackson. I think they won't get to the playoff because what's on that defensive side? That defense got holes in that team. That's just what it is. They lost to the Texans by one-dimensional. They let a man run for 220-some yards on you in the playoff game at home. That tells you something. That tells you something.
They added Calais Campbell. You feel me, to that D-line. And
we will see.
They drafted Patrick Queen out of LSU as a backer. So
we will see. I think, like I said, but the Steelers are always the Steelers. The Steelers find a way to win games, and they played Baltimore very, very well. And so,
I like the Browns.
The Browns may turn it around. The Browns may turn it around, but I think those are the teams that AB will probably get an opportunity. I think Baltimore and Seattle may steal them. I think they may steal them, though, because Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll, he finds ways to get them, and I think that'll be crazy.
Pete Carroll don't care.
He don't care. If you're gonna play football, you gonna care.
He added Josh Gordon as soon as he got cut. Pete Carroll don't care.
He don't. And Pete Carroll is a lively guy. He's a lively guy. If you play sports, if you play football, and you're about your business and you stay out of trouble, he loves you. And even if you're in trouble, he still backs you up and supports you. But he tells you, like, hey, man, you got to get it right, get it right, get it right. I've been around Pete Carroll. And when you around Pete Carroll, man, that man is the life of the party. He'll get you I see why people want to play for him. Because he's that type of coach that makes you want to go and throw your life on the line out there on the football field to make that man. Yeah. But we'll find out what happens with AB. Hopefully, I just say this. Stay out of trouble, AB. Stay out of trouble. This is your chance. You ain't get that many. You won't get that many. If you have another off-the-field issue, if you have some mistakes and things like that, if they see your tantrums and all that stuff you're doing, best believe they will get rid of you. So I ain't going to say you got to be a yes man, but you just got to be the best man, all right? Be the best man.
As Herm Edwards would say, don't press send.
Yeah.
Don't press send. He has a real problem with pressing send on Twitter. And
before you read before you tweet.
Yes.
There is. But on to my boy, Matty Ice. A lot of people been giving him a whole bunch of slack, and I got his back. He said he'd rather have a Super Bowl ring than a gold jacket. Now, I'm a wait because I'm an Atlanta fan. I don't want to be biased, but I want to give my man too many reasons. What is your opinion on Matt Ryan saying that? How do you feel about that?
I love it. I honestly absolutely love it. Because in his head, with the Super Bowl ring comes the gold jacket. Because he has the numbers to prove that. You feel me? Like, I'm not a big Falcon fan, but I respect the man's work. And in his head, if you putting up the numbers and you win the ring, you're going to get the jacket anyway. You can just put up the numbers and go get the jacket, but people still gonna look at you sideways like what you didn't do. You didn't win the ring.
Yeah.
You feel me? Dan Marino got the jacket, no ring.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Kelly got the jacket, no ring.
Mm-hmm.
So are you really gonna put them in the upper echelons? Can they surpass John Elway?
Mm-hmm.
Can they surpass Peyton Manning?
Mm-hmm.
Can those people surpass? It's another one. I had another. Troy Aikman, Steve Young. They can't surpass them. Why? Because the numbers can be applicable, right? But if you ain't got the ring, it don't matter. And so when I look at Matty Ice, that's what he's saying. Give me the ring, and then my gold jacket will follow. Only, you feel me? Because I think either me and you had this conversation off air before about Eli, and he got 2 rings, but his numbers is trash. But I still think he's gonna get into the Hall of Fame because what are people gonna give him? Playoff Eli.
Right.
You feel me? That's just what it is. The quarterbacks like a Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, or even Nick Foles, or even Joe Flacco, right, that has won a ring, but their numbers don't support them getting a gold jacket. Matt Ryan is one of those gifted QBs that has been a productive guy since day numero uno. Since he's came in the league as a rookie, he's been that dude for Atlanta. And to him, he gets the ring, the jacket gonna follow. But having that jacket with no ring, I'd never really give you the respect that you probably think you deserve.
I mean, that's an interesting take from you. I thought you would have been more on the other side, but you couldn't have said it any better. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because in my head, yes, we want to get the gold jacket, right? Thanks. And just because you win the ring don't mean you're gonna get the gold jacket, right? You need to put up the numbers, and he's got the numbers. Matt Ryan, by far, is one of the best. He ain't the winning. We found out last week. He ain't the most winning, but it's by a percentage, all right? It's by a percentage, okay? But he's not the most winning record quarterback, but he gets it done. The only knock is that we had a Super Bowl in our hands, and we're always going to get talked about until we able to win a Super Bowl, is that the Super Bowl we let slip away to Tom Brady. We put Tom Brady on the GOAT status when, in actuality, Tom Brady shouldn't dang near have 6 of them damn rings. He should have lost 3 or 4 of them rings, maybe only 1, 2. But that's just probability. That's chance. That's execution. That's bad coaching. That's a mixture of all that. But when it comes to Matty Ryan, and when he said, I'd rather have a ring than the jacket, that just lets us know this man wants to win bad. He wants to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going to get a jacket when it's all said and done, but I would never feel like my career was ever complete unless I won a Super Bowl ring. And that's so many people. That's like the NBAs. That's the Charles Barkleys. They would say they'd give anything away just to be able to win the championship one time. Because that experience of being a Super Bowl champion, putting in all that work to win a championship is so prestigious, and that prize is so amazing, man, that's what people live, put their life on the line. They put their bodies on the line just to be able to win that Super Bowl ring. Yes, I get it. It's a money, it's a business, but we get that. At the end of the day, you can't take money with you. You can't take none of this stuff with you, but you can take those experiences with you when it's time for you to pass away. You can take those events that you was able to live out and enjoy. Winning a Super Bowl is something that you can take for the rest of your life. It don't matter how much money you make. It's that feeling. It's not even about the Super Bowl trophy. It's the feeling you get when you win a Super Bowl. And then if you don't experience that in your NFL career, you can have the best career ever. Prime example, my man Staley from the San Francisco 49ers never won a Super Bowl. Never won one. Never won one. Imagine how he would have felt if the 49ers would have won one. Him retiring would have been so much easier. It hurt for him to retire because that's when you in your head, you're like, I literally don't have enough to do it again. I got to the mountaintop and I was this close. I was beating one of the twice. He's been there twice. Been there twice. I've been there twice, and I was this close We was winning this game. The other time we was losing, we came back. This game, we was winning, and we let it slip away. Because a coaching wants to throw the ball when we averaging 6.5 yards on the floor. Don't make sense, but you get what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. I appreciate Matt Ryan for that comment because Matt Ryan, that's why I love Matty. That's why I rock with Matty. People give him a lot of slack. They say he's never good in the playoff. And I get it, man. He had bad performances, but it's a team effort. Sometimes he'll play good offensively. We had one bad performance, really, and that was against the Green Bay Packers when they blew us out the water at our home. We was the number 1 seed. Matty had a bad game. The defense had a bad game. We just didn't show up, okay? And I own that. But for the most part, Matty does what he can. He makes some bad throws here and there, but he at least try to make up for it. We just never had the complete package. And even when we went to the Super Bowl, our defense wasn't that good, if you really want to be honest with you. We wasn't really that good. It's just when we got in the playoffs, we start playing really, really good because we got hot. So we can be honest, okay? We never had the both of both worlds, a great defense and a great offense at the same time. And you need that. You need that to be able to win. Or you need to get hot at the right time and play great football at the right time. But I wholeheartedly agree with Matt Ryan. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I think that if he get a ring, I'm going to say right now, when he get a ring, we're going to get one. When he get a ring. I know people saying our window's over, but it's never over. It's never over until it's over. Anything can happen. When Matty get a ring, it's only going to solidify his career as one of the top quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure the people, you ain't lying to the people, because he's had 2 poor playoff performances. Y'all did lose to the Giants 24-2.
Yeah, I get no.
Don't forget about that.
Okay, but
don't forget about that.
No. You want me to explain or
no? I'm just saying. You had the Packers game
because so that game. No. But that game, we didn't have an offensive line. We didn't. Bro, any quarterback. I'm gonna give you another example. Eli Manning. He ain't never had a top offensive line in the NFL.
But he got 2 of them things.
He does, because of that defense helped him get 2 of those things. And then he made some miraculous plays. But the defense, okay? The defense.
Yeah, I'm not listening.
The Giants won the Super Bowl that year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, all I'm saying is his playoff struggles, he's only had 2 bad playoff games.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
Like, lost to 2 teams that went to the Super Bowl that year, and I think won it.
Yeah, and so you can't be too. All what I was getting at is.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, man, you better come correct.
No,
we play y'all this year. Hopefully, y'all ain't sitting out because we're getting to the next topic. Hopefully, y'all not opting out because I don't want no excuses saying that we got players. Our players didn't play because of COVID. Blah blah. I don't want to hear that.
A lot of Falcons is one of those teams that don't have no players currently opted out. So.
Exactly. So we ain't making no excuses because we trying to win that Super Bowl. But let's talk about the opt-out. We had over 40 players who have decided as of right now, I know they still got time to determine if they want to opt out or not. But how do you feel about a lot of these players opting out? You've seen it in the MLB. I don't think they're going to finish the season. I told you. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about that bubble? What did I tell you about that bubble is it doesn't work.
They're going to finish the season because to touch on the MLB real quick, both of those 2 teams have had back-to-back days of 0 positive tests. I mean, no, 0. Yes. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you should.
Okay, yeah. So both of those teams have had back-to-back days of good results when it comes to the COVID test. So, again,
it don't work.
As long as everyone's getting tested regularly, they should be fine. That's the hope. That's the only thing you can really do.
That's not the issue.
But I think so my question to you would be, as we get into this opt-out thing, and I mean to ask you this, where do they do a bubble at, kind of like the NBA when you got 32 teams just start, the NBA was able to regulate 22 teams.
Right.
And the facility they went to was able to have 3 gyms for them to work this out. For football, where do you place all that? Where do you place all that?
For football, we talked about it. You don't have one location. You have bubbles within a bubble.
But how many? So that means you're gonna be trying to use college fields. So they just gonna be out there playing in no longer arenas, because every city don't have a stadium, multiple stadiums in these cities. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting at. Like,
you can play and travel, because most teams got private jets. So you can go to those different locations, but when you go to the hotel, you're getting tested. And then you can play at the stadium. You can play at the stadium where the games would normally be played at, but you just like they're doing in baseball, they're playing at the stadiums. It's just nobody at the games, but you have a bubble within the bubble. I said the issue is that you're allowing these people to go home throughout the week.
But so that's what I wanted to tell you. So my head coach now at Edison, he's tapped into a lot of players. All the players are at a hotel, so that kind of helps our point. So all the players have been basically quarantined in said hotel provided by the team. So they're not going home. So they've been getting tested and have just been stuck in a hotel.
All right,
like the rest of them.
But that works then. We should be good. That should be good. I'm just saying that's just how you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be at the hotel, you know what I'm saying, before the game time. Then after the game, when season starts, you got to fly to the next place and just stay in that hotel. Do your walk-ins. You're going to have to utilize practice facilities. You're going to have to utilize campuses. There's always a college around these stadiums. There's somewhere that you can practice at where you can practice and be safe and use your COVID as well. There's places you can do. There's places that you can go. And so, but my thing is, how do you feel about these teams opting out? It's 40-something players who said they don't want to play.
I look at first and foremost, I'm not here to tell another grown man what they're supposed to do with their career. So I want to make sure we put that on the books, right, first and foremost. Secondly, a lot of these players have great reasoning. When it comes to their families, a lot of these men are having kids, or their wives are pregnant, or they got young ones, and it's just a lot. And so, and then, a couple of other players got like other little health issues that they already got going on. So overall, I'm not here to be mad at players opting out, because I feel like everybody got their own personal reason to why. But somebody, I was on Twitter, I can't remember, but somebody said, if you think about it though, honestly, if the NFL is doing everything in its power, testing you regularly, bubbling you, what is more safer? Being in the NFL bubble or being a normal person on the street where everything is basically controlled? And so I have to really sit back and think about that. If they're doing it the right way, like the NBA 0 positive tests since they started this, right? So in their head, knock on wood, their bubble makes sense because it's a controlled environment. Just like with anything, it's controlled. Versus them being in the outside world. When they was in the outside world, we hearing about player this, player that, this, and
right.
But in this bubble, it's been good. So somebody basically mentioned, if you end up in that NFL bubble, what is more safe, the bubble or the regular life at home? And it took me to read that to be like, kind of got a point.
That's true. I believe that if you play, and best believe when it's controlled, you're good to go. I just want the NFL to make sure they're taking it serious. They should be proactive instead of reactive. And that's my biggest gripe with Roger Goodam. That's his new nickname, Roger Goodam.
I thought you said Roger No Give a Damn or something like that.
Roger Goddamn.
Yeah.
Roger Goddamn or whatever. Yeah. Or whatever the case may be. I just want them to take a more proactive approach. Like, hey, we want to make sure it's safe. That's what Adam Silver did. That's why people love Adam Silver. I'm not saying he's better than Roger Goodell and all these other commissioners of the sport. I'm just saying he took that initiative. Like, look what they're doing with the Black Lives Matter. He's taking that initiative. He don't have to do this stuff. He could be like, look, players, no, this is what we're going to do. If you don't like it, then we can go through the legal litigations. He's meeting them in the middle, and he's taking that proactive approach. I know it's about money at the end of the day. I'm not going to knock that. But as a commissioner, you should be in the middle of that saying, look, guys, I shouldn't have a player have the tweet to say, we don't have no protocol. It should be like, hey, guys, I know we don't have a protocol right now, but we're working on that. Let us know what are some things y'all would like to do, to be able to have to feel safe. We want to make sure this league is safe. This is American sport. This is what everybody loves to watch, football. The millions and millions of viewers watch football. It don't care if you got fans or not. They love football, just like hoop and anything else. And so you have to take that initiative to be the front runner instead of the back runner. You over there is allowing people to dictate your choices. Like I said in the beginning, they wanted to do every other day testing. No, every day you come into this facility, you got to get tested. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I just want more for Roger Goodell. I want more from him. I want to see him take that proactive approach to be like, look, we want our game to be safe. These are the rules that we're going to come up with. We want to find the middle ground. Let's find a balance with the Players Association, with the owners of the NFL and the leagues, and all the health administrators. Let's come together to make sure we're able to have football because we want to give people an opportunity to play the game they love to play. I would appreciate that rather than feeling like you're doing a lot of stuff as a response. You get what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't like that approach where like people coming at you crazy. It's like, yo, you get mad at your wife, right? You tell your wife, man, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, right? And then she started doing that only because you said to do that, right? And then let's say after a while you stop saying it, and then she stopped doing it. She stopped going back to do it. And then when you bring it back up, then she started doing it again. You're going to be like, well, why I always got to tell you what I like and what I value for you to do it? Why you just don't do it out of love, out of respect, out of, whatever the case may be for me? Why you don't do that for me? Just to do it because you appreciate me. You value me. That's what I'm saying. Roger Goodell should have been the first one and say, look, right now we don't have a protocol, but we are working on something to make sure this game is safe. I want to make sure every player in this league feels safe. And if you don't want to play this season, it's okay. We have contingency plans for you to make sure you can still get paid, you can still live your life, and then when you feel more comfortable, you can come back to the game you love. That's what I would appreciate. And when you see 42 people opting out, over 40-some people opt out, I think a lot of them have their reasons. But I think a lot of them just don't know their uncertainty. That's why they're like, right now, I don't know if I should be playing.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I can agree to that. Because before, people was opting out or whatever the case is, because they was opting out. But I think overall, they just don't fully know if they can trust the full system.
Exactly.
And but like I said, man, the NFL is, players have been reporting training camp. Testing is being done. Now also, another thing that I feel like is in a positive light is players are being quarantined even if someone around them tested positive. So I seen this morning that Jalen Samuels, right, is on the injured COVID list, not because he tested positive, but someone he knows close to him tested positive. So right. I feel like that right there is showing that we are taking this serious, that it ain't even got to be you, somebody around you. So again, even though it's more of a reactive stance, I still appreciate that they're trying to do all the right things and they're trying to take all the right protocols. Players are at hotels and doing all these kind of things. And it's still a slow process until getting into full-fledged football. Mainly right now, it's just kind of like workouts and regular stuff. They're not in shoulder pads yet because they still, doing a whole bunch of testing. And like I said, I think it's gonna work out, man. I'm excited about it. Mainly good too, because one, I love it, and the other thing because of fantasy football, man. I gotta have my fantasy football. So, that's what I'm saying. I think the NFL is gonna do the right thing, and just hopefully things just get better. And like I'm in the mindset of if you in the bubble and we testing regularly, I feel like when you got that many players, it's gonna be hard to test every single day. Like I just think because you gotta think about it. Right now, rosters are carrying 80 players.
Right.
So that's 80 players you got to test. All coaching personnel, and each coaching staff usually has 20, 25. Then you got all the extra people from the ball boys and the water people and the maintenance crews. Like, so you're looking at a building of like 150 people. That's a lot of everyday testing. So every other day, every 2 days, however you can possibly do it, I feel like that's cool because it's like you said, as long as you're not leaving the bubble, you should be good. As long as you're not leaving the bubble. Because the NBA, on the surface, they got like 300 people total, 350 total. The NFL got 150 per organization.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people. So, like I said, man, I think everything should be good. And I'm just hoping everything continues to turn around and, we get football, bro. I want to see this Matty Ice Super Bowl thing that you keep talking about.
I do.
Curious.
I do want to see the Super Bowl thing. So who on the hot seat? Is it you?
It'll be me, man. You feel me?
It'll be you. I'm feeling generous today.
Oh, here we go.
I am. I'm feeling generous today.
Are you finally gonna get multiple choice? That's how you really play a game? Yeah, that's what you feel generous for? Because you're going to finally do something that's right? Like, that's rude. Yeah, I'm feeling generous. That's just like the whole wife and husband thing. Hey, you're going to finally do something that you're supposed to be doing?
I'm feeling generous today. All right? Are you ready for this? Let me get my questions pulled up for you. Hold on. So you better be getting right. You better be getting right.
Hey, man. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
Oh, that's what you think, huh?
Yeah.
That's what you think. I hope you're ready for this. Hope you ready for this because it's about to be all to the bad. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. All right. Let's see how tapped in you into sports, or let's just say just recent events. Put it that way.
Recent events.
Yeah, recent events. All right. So we just had the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure you watched the Super Bowl, right?
Watch the whole thing.
Okay, you watched the whole thing. Okay. In the third quarter, how many points was the 49ers down by when they trailed against Kansas City? In the third quarter, just in the third quarter.
You said the 49ers were down.
Yes.
Okay.
How many points was they down by in the third quarter? Look at you over here cheating, man.
I'm trying to make sure you're asking the question right.
Here we go. I'm asking the question right. I got the question right. How many points? Was they down 2, 1, or was they down 4?
In the third quarter. So the game ended, the Chiefs won by 10, right?
Yeah, the third quarter. We just focused on
listen.
Oh, okay.
I got to do my numbers. Chiefs won by 10, which made it 31-21 at the end of the game. But the Chiefs were down by 4. So to get him, yeah, I'm trying to do my math, and you said the choices was 1, 4. They was down 4 in the third.
They was down 4 in the third?
Yeah. 49ers down 4 in the third.
That's the final answer.
Final answer.
I'm gonna start timing you for this.
I have to do my math.
That took a minute. I gave you a multiple choice. Come on, man. Oh,
I had to have recidivist history. I'm sorry. I had to go back until when the world made sense. I'm sorry.
All right. Here we
That's
go.
the right answer, right?
That is the right answer.
Okay. All right.
I told you I'm feeling generous. I'm giving you some easy ones, but this one's going to be hard. Who scored the game-winning touchdown for the New England Patriots against the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl?
Oh, James White on the run to the right.
That's your final answer?
Final answer. Yeah.
That's your final answer?
Yes.
All right. All right. That's good.
You want to know the play? You want to know the play too? You give me the
I'm just asking.
I'll give you the personnel and everything.
I'm just asking. All right. You ready for this?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you ready for this?
Come on, man. This is what I do.
All right. When was the last time that the Oakland Raiders won the Super Bowl?
1983, they beat the Washington Redskins. Marcus Allen had a 70-something-yard run where he ran left, turned back around, hit the middle of the field. We also had an interception return, again, by our linebacker early in that quarter. I think the final score was like 32-9 or something like that when they was the L.A. Raiders. Anything else? Oh, and that was Tom Flores' first Super Bowl, which makes him the only Latino-American Super Bowl champ. Shout out to Tom Flores, because he out here from Central Valley, out here in Sanger.
All right, man. I told you I was feeling generous. I didn't want to make it hard for you this week. I gave you 3 great, easy questions because I wanted you to feel good, because next week it's going to be extremely hard for you. I just want you to know that.
I got football and you have basketball. So
I got some crazy basketball questions that I know you ain't gonna get right, but I had to make you feel good. You wasn't doing too good. Razor Ramon, the bad guy, was looking literally like the bad guy.
He went 1 for 3.
Yeah.
You know, in baseball, that's great. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, man. Nerd reasons end up going 3 for 3, but it was the teacher. You know, sometimes there's some great teachers that make sure they don't put them in place to fail, okay? Y'all got to give your boy Blake some love for that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're about to get up out of here. Anything you want to say to the folks before we get up out of here, Mike?
The New England Patriots are not tanking just because they got 9 players who have opted out. They are not tanking. Okay, we need to kill that narrative that Bill Belichick is masterminding all these players to not play. Like I said, man, this is a different kind of time. And as much as I don't like the Patriots overall, I'm not going to sit here and buy into that narrative that they are tanking. So I just want to put that out.
I feel that. I wouldn't say all that. But y'all let us know in the comments below, what do y'all think about AB? Who's going to pick up AB this year? And it's looking like we probably have a season. I think if people follow the protocol and we do have a bubble within the bubble, we'll be just fine. We'll be safe. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Always remember to talk that talk. Keep it dialed in till we come back again next week. We out of here. Peace.